Okay, so today I'm going to quickly talk through how I keep my spiderlings, or as people in the hobby call them, my slings. Basically, I got this from Staples. It's basically it holds these card holding type rubs, and this is what I use for the slightly larger slings. I have in here at the moment, I've got curly hair tarantulas in these ones. Some have already gone on to this slightly bigger size because they've outgrown the smaller containers. I've got Chacos in these types of containers, which I'll show you in a bit more detail in a second. And I have pink toes in the more arboreal type setups. And at the moment I'm just doing their food and water. So let's go to the first one. This is the curly haired tarantula. I've already put food in there. Looks like it's done a runner already. These are quite chilled out. I use a paintbrush to manipulate these animals because they're quite delicate. You don't want to be poking a hole in them with anything untoward. And then to water these guys, I use a pipette. Nice and easy. Just take some water, and all I do is just put a whole load onto the lid of the inverted Coca-Cola lid there, and that just gives them enough to have a sip off. I find with these guys, these ones dig an awful lot, so if I put water in the substrate, they just dig it all up, and it all ends up getting quite swamped. So there you go. Anyway, that's the curly hairs. Next on the list is the Chaco golden knees. These guys are quite small still. Excuse me, as you can see there. There's a dead roach in there. Dead roach is just there. Obviously you can see the size of him or her by the size of my finger there. That's my pinky. And what I've actually done in this setup, these guys like it quite dry even when they're quite small. So I've actually glued on the side there just a tiny little lid. And when I say glued on, it's one of the hot glue guns that I've used to do that. And again, I use a pipette, and all I do is slightly overfill the container so it just trickles in to the substrate. Excuse my videoing skills, but this is quite intricate and quite small, so it's quite hard to keep it still. And again, these guys, if you have to manipulate them, I do so with a paintbrush. So yeah, that's still quite a small one. So that's the Chaco setup. Again, apologise for the camera work, but these are pretty small containers and quite hard to necessarily do correctly. Anyway, it's my pink toes. Obviously I've got substrate in the bottom, and they've all webbed up. I've used plastic plants in there, or plastic leaves, and I'm just going to give a roach to this guy. So I'll give this one just give that one a crush, and I'll just place that somewhere on the web where I know the spider will find it, and that will be dinner. And with these guys, they like it quite humid, so I tend to put some water into the substrate at the bottom, like so, and then a couple of drops here and there so the spider can drink from those, and that will last it a couple of days. Again, you've got to be quite delicate, these guys, especially these lids. Are the clip-on type lids. Easily catch a foot in there or a leg, and hey, you've got an issue straight away. So those are my slings. That's how I have them set up. Any questions, queries or problems, or any comments, please feel free to add. Cheers.